Chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays offside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benny. Sills.
Hello, welcome to tonight's Goals Eye View. Bit different this week. We're just going to do it straight after the game. Well, we're actually in 2 minutes of stoppage time at the moment, but Torquay are on course for a very positive 3 points. I call it the turning point. It's going to go one or two ways tonight, Tommy. Let's be honest, unless something mental happens at the last minute. I kind of just had this feeling. I don't know if I predicted it on the Goals Eye View at the weekend, or I said it in our WhatsApp chat. But I said we'd be 3-0 up in 20 minutes because we play, I did actually say, didn't I? If we play like with the intent we did at the weekend, you'll just have those games where all of a sudden this clicks. And, that seems to be the case. And the third goal was a clear, oh, hello, we're in it. We won. A clear example where if you put it in the right areas enough, eventually it starts like ricocheting in. But yeah, I think it's just a turning point. I truly believe. I was having a few thoughts earlier because we was originally going to do a watch along tonight, and we'll all hear from Chris and Clive hopefully soon who've been at the game. But yeah, what just long days at work got in our way. So but I was thinking a few thoughts. I kind of feel, don't know about you, that I feel that the National League sounds very competitive, and obviously teams are still strong at this division for the division, but I don't think it's as strong as last season from what I've seen so far.
Oh no,
Um,
it's offside. I thought you blew for full time there.
because I look back to last season and like Bournemouth are teams, you look how well they're doing now in the National League, and like the budget they had and the strength they had in that team. And they obviously, I know they started awfully, but like they didn't even win the league.
Mm.
Um, and sure obviously did so well with what they had last season. And then obviously I was always thought that Maidstone will come strong at the time. And they had a decent team last year, obviously Worthing, um, obviously how well Eastbourne did as well. And obviously, there's going to be those teams that are going to get better. There's going to be teams stand out. I mean, Hornchurch, look at the moment, of course, at the team to beat. As we all said at the weekend, we're impressed by them. But I think, with Torquay's perspective, the main thing now is hitting form, believing, and attacking like we have been tonight. And we did it at the weekend, and obviously just getting better and better in front of goal. And obviously, the main aim now is to get in the playoffs. Let's be honest. As the full-time whistle does go here, 3-1 win.
Excellent.
But also, if we play out of our skin and we play so well tonight and with that mentality, we can still go for it. It's no point saying, "Oh, if you finish second or third, you get home ties." Look how that's made the playoffs in the since this National League format. I would like to see the stats on away teams winning, especially the last couple of years in playoff games. But yeah, I think Torquay is huge tonight. Let you come in now, Tommy. But it's a mix of delight and also why haven't we been thinking like this from game one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the performance that we've kind of been expecting from away from home, especially I have. We've started strong, we've got into the opposition, we've scored two early goals, and to be frank, I mean, we've dominated that game. I think had we scored another three goals, I think that would have been a fair reflection on things. I think the keeper's made some really good saves for Farnborough tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, you've been robbed of 5 points in the prediction league, which I'm sure you're angry about. And
Fuming, I'll put 3-0.
but I think you have to say well done to the lads. It's easy to feel down, especially after the last couple of away performances and then the defeat on Saturday. But I wasn't too downhearted on Saturday. I know I wasn't there, so
Yeah,
I could
same.
only go on other people's feedback. And at the end of the day, let's be frank, whether we like it or not, Hornchurch are a very good side. They have to
Yeah.
be respected. They're still unbeaten this season, so we are going to lose games at home. So I can accept to a degree losing to Hornchurch. And you come to
It's more the
Farnborough.
man of the performance, wasn't it? It's a man of the
Yeah,
performance. You saw
yeah, like
something change.
Dorking away was a disgrace. Hornchurch at home wasn't
Yeah,
a disgrace. The lads put
yeah,
in a shift, but I think also fair credit to Paul Watton tonight. I think
yeah.
that's a really big result for him. Uh,
Delighted for him.
he's
Delighted.
stuck. Yeah, he's stuck with the same 11 from Saturday, and he's been rewarded for it. I think perhaps as well, maybe a degree of now. now we've fallen, or we have fallen out the playoffs before tonight. Maybe
It's
that's lit
that
a
one, haven't
fire
we?
under some of the lads.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, sometimes you have to hit that moment where it's like, right, okay, we haven't, we're maybe not as, you know, we are a good team, but we're now out of the playoffs. That's not good enough. So
Yeah.
they've turned up tonight. They've put on a display. I mean, Farnborough were pretty poor. I mean, let's be honest, they
But
were
we
really,
made
really
that
poor.
happen by coming to these
Absolutely.
teams and going, we're Torquay, we're going to give everything. And, you know, as like we went 2-0 up, we made our own luck by being like that. Where when we sit in, we let the home team grow in confidence, we lose 1-0, you know?
Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, we've got the 3 points. That's the most important thing tonight was to go to Farnborough, get 3 points. And yeah, I was a bit negative in my feet in my prediction tonight. I predicted a 1-1 draw, so no, absolutely over the moon with a 3-1 win. Should have been more. I can only take positives from it. You know, Farnborough have got themselves back into it momentarily with a penalty, but at the end of the day, we look really comfortable. That's about as comfortable as you can expect from a Torquay United at the moment. So, no, fair credit to the lads. I love the way we're playing it around. Obviously, Dennis is going
We're
to
a
be a
great
big
team.
blow. I'm hoping that's another. I'm hoping that's just precautionary
Yeah.
rather than
And
anything too
Fish.
serious. And then Sonny Fish has gone off towards the end as well.
But maybe he had
Um,
a target of minutes as well. Um,
potentially, but again, that's two key areas that
Eddie Palmer up front at Maidenhead.
Eddie Palmer up front for the rest of the season.
He'll win
But
it all.
yeah, look, at the end of the day, we've done the job. Yeah, people aren't. There's still people that There's definitely fractions in the fan base, but we've turned up tonight. We've got that second win away from home. We're now no longer the team that's only won once away from home. And I know we've
Yeah.
got another tough game against Maidenhead on Saturday to come. But let's focus on the positives. We've gone to Farnborough tonight, who, all intents and purposes, they're not they're not setting the heights as they were last season. They're probably looking at the bottom third of the division this season, realistically. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just delighted that we've got the 3 points. That's all we needed to do tonight was get the 3 points. But even more pleasing was the way that we played in that
Yeah.
game. Yeah, we switched off a little bit in the second half, but again,
Yeah, but no
Farnborough,
team dominates the game for 90
no,
minutes.
but Farnborough very wasteful. We look comfortable. We should have scored more, and yeah, a good night for Torquay United, I think.
I totally agree, Tommy. A few bits there was just, as you say, it's the manner of the football. You know, this is what we have been capable of all season, in my opinion. We can be. You're right. I think we all, you know, I know in my life and everyone's life, so you hit a quote, not so much rock bottom, but you hit a point. And I thought we did that Dorking. We go, oh my God, this is going so badly wrong. I need to sort myself out a little bit. Or you know what? I tried this way. It hasn't worked. Stuff it. I'm going to just go all out and see what happens, you know. And that's where it had to be. All fans, you know, we say that obviously still that's going to be divided opinion. Um, all fans want the best for Torquay United, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, and also we had that interest chat, me, Rachel, and Clive at the weekend, and we said, you know, we looked at it from like the board of directors' point of view and Paul Watton's point of view, and it's like, right, we've got a skilled manager here, something's not quite working. So what you do, and someone who's performed at the club before as well, you know, last season, you go, right, this ain't quite working. We're going to sit down together and we're going to make a change. I want to see a bit more of this. I want to see a bit more freedom, and we go from there. And you know, well, it was interesting tonight, obviously, because the camera, you're just having a running commentary of Farnborough's commentators. They're always, it's always worth comedy gold. Always an interest. Listen to that's one bit of lockdown football. Listen to the local
Thank you for the
commentators.
commentary. Thank you for the commentary, lads. Oh, can I
Cheers,
say it, mate?
guys. Yeah, more of them, more of them. BC gone mad. Can't say nothing anymore. But yeah, yeah, Ben, that was interesting. But no, always interesting to hear another team's opinion, other fans' opinions of like your team. And then yes, we had that, and then we also I've lost the point I was making. Always
It's
go
been a long
sleep.
day, Swanee.
Oh, this is
Been a
such a
long
long day,
day.
right? Well, we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave it rolling. We're gonna leave it
Yeah,
rolling.
we'll keep it
Um,
rolling. I've
what
got
I said was, yeah, it's attacking football. It was attacking football. It's the fact we're coming to these sort of stadiums and we're doing this. We have to go and back this at Maidenhead at the weekend, definitely. And we can't be afraid of any of these teams. You know, like we really have to push on now. And that was it. We had to look at it and get the most out of these sort of games.
Mhm.
And not fear anyone. Just not,
Farnborough would
you know,
have
I should just
smelt
fear
blood, Swanee.
yourselves.
They would have
Yeah,
smelt blood
whatever. Yeah,
tonight.
they're not useless at all. Farnborough, we lost that last season. As Clive said, it was 0-0, you know, in that pivotal game. The next time the club into administration, it's been a place we need to go and get a result. They're no mugs at all though. These sort of teams at all, especially Farnborough. I know they're not quite where we want to be at the moment, but it's
that's our first win at Farnborough as well. It's the first time we've scored at Farnborough in the National League
Yeah.
South as well. So
yeah,
positives all round. And they've beaten Maidenhead there like recently, I think, and they've given teams a good go. I mean, let's not forget they went to Chelmsford and won 5-2. So Farnborough,
yeah,
although they're not probably going to be promotion candidates or playoff candidates, they still possess those dangers. And I think they'll openly admit that they didn't perform well tonight at all. I don't know if they've got some injuries in the camp as well, judging by the commentary. Sounds like they had a couple of key players out for them as
yeah.
well. But again, you have to just do the job. Torquay United had to go there, do the job, win the game, and we've done it. Dennis put in a great first half display for the first 35 minutes till he went off injured. But
Mm.
also, it's quite pleasing. Callum Dolan, I thought he put some really good
Oh, it's so
passes
good.
together. He was class. He showed his class tonight. Matt J, oh, he was so unlucky with a couple of efforts. I felt the
Him
keeper
in the
had
number
to get
10,
him as
in the
well.
number 10 when he's got
Yeah,
freedom. That's what Matt J's done in most
Subfish
of his
showed
career.
a bit of his quality. I mean, he was offside more often than not, but he got himself in good positions and he ran for everything. So at the end of the day, you've just got to carry on, mate. And yeah, we're not where we want to be right now, but I mean, sixth place I think we've gone up to tonight with that result. So this has to be the start, though, of something that has to be the start of us going. If we can go to
Yeah,
Maidenhead and
that's a
win
good
there,
turning point.
then that is
I
that
love it.
is a turning point, and I think that'll be good foundations to build on.
Yeah,
Be tough though, Maidenhead. I don't know quite what they're
right
doing this
now.
season.
They're a team that's just come down at the end of the day, haven't they? You'd think.
No one was really talking
Maidenhead
about
are
them.
12th. They're 12th. They're literally mid-table at the moment. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It really is an interesting one. This league again.
Yeah,
We've just got.
sorry, mate. I've got a comment. I did
Go
quickly
on.
put out on Twitter
Yeah, we've got a
for
mini
people's
Kelly's corner.
responses. Craig Hughes, thank you, Craig, for writing in. Says could have been another banana skin of an away game, but fair play for getting a comfortable 3-1 win. Sounds as the Farnborough goal came out of nowhere. Let's hope we can kick on with the upcoming away games and marry that with a decent home form. Ian Tyson says, really hope that's the kickstart to a monumental run into Christmas where we play to the level of our clearly super talented squad. Yes, so thank you to those who have written in already. I've seen Dom's written something on his social media. Paul Mahern says an excellent result tonight away from home. Good to see Dyer getting a goal. I don't know if that'll be chalked off for there was, I think it might have been an own goal, but he's delighted for Paul Watton and the travelling fans and wishes all the fans a safe journey home. Yes, fair credit, Yellow Army. Seemed like a decent number of you again tonight. So enjoy the 3 points, enjoy the journey back. Rachel says 3 points away, an energetic attacking performance. That's more like it. Up the goals. And I'll quickly find Dom's. He's got a post that he's put on social media as well. Just to round off my mini corner for now. The travelling Yellow Army have deserved this performance far better from the goals. Paul Watton certainly needed that as well.
Totally agree. Totally agree. We've got the voice notes. Can
Oh,
make sure
yes.
they're not been played in. Right, Chris. We're going to put high tech to the mic.
To Yellows, that's why I get 5 points. That's particularly important. But a comfortable evening overall. They came out as a bit second half, but with no quality or any real threat that they were going to hurt us in a prolonged period. Scored a goal from a silly handball from a corner. But quality football overall. We had other chances where we could and should have sealed it a bit earlier than that. But overall, a very satisfactory evening. 3 points. Let's do it all again on Saturday.
Great. And now from
Amen
Clyde.
to that.
It's 10 to 10. We're out at the car park. Wade Senior is driving us home. It's going to be an early hours return, but a happy 3 points for the Yellows. Chris is singing in the front seat. I'm going to have a little doze in a minute. I'll say goodnight, Yellows. Look forward to Saturday. Big job for Sonny Fish, I think. I'd imagine he will start at Maidenhead. Be a big following there, and suddenly things are looking a little bit brighter. Up the goals.
Yeah, up the goals.
I agree. And you would tend to say a draw would be an all right result at the weekend, but actually we need to go and win because we've cost so many results already. If we want to really be going for the title, we have to win at Maidenhead. We have to go on a big run now until Christmas to really get ourselves back near where we were at the end of last season.
It's a tough run as well.
Christmas last season.
Tough run on paper.
Yeah. it's tougher on paper. That might suit us more. We're, being Torquay, Paul Watten's very good at these sort of games. We just, you need those moments. You want you have those moments in the season where it goes wrong. You want, players to turn around and look at themselves and management to look at themselves and go, what is going on? Maybe tension in some way, just things, real start digging at characters, get the most out of it, go backwards so we can go forwards, Um, these are times if you look at a lot of seasons, they have these defining moments. We could be sat in a couple of years time going, that turnaround when we won at Farnborough, I know it seems mad because it's about any game, but I really feel it. I really feel it. I felt it was going to point it because if we had lost 1-0 and gone into our shell and been rubbish tonight, I dread to think where the season and the future have gone. Really, the immediate future. But tonight, it's could be. That's how mad football is. That's how mental the margins are. When we get slapped at the weekend, God knows where do you start then? So, it's really important. This has to be the start of something now. This has to be the turning point. And I believe I believe in these players. I just want us, if we play with that sort of attitude tonight, you're not going to win every game. It's football. But it's going to be all right. Anything to add, Tommy, before we bring this small episode to an end? Any other things? Any other comments on your corners?
I think, as we've said in a lot on this podcast already this season, I think you have to stay level-headed with things, Yellow Army. Yes, we've had some difficult results away from home and performances away from home, but tonight there were signs that we've shown that Torquay United, we've played the way that we want to see Torquay United play, get
Yeah.
these teams early, get the advantage, and we're not going to dominate this season. Let's be frank. I think it's going to be another tight affair. But in the same respect, we've only got to focus on ourselves at the moment. If we get 3 points at Maidenhead, then suddenly, what on earth are we moaning about? We are 2 points off second place at the moment. Granted, we've played a couple of games more than teams above us, but it's whether you view like having the points is more important than having games in hand. But even this
It's
early,
just focusing on what we do. It's just focusing on what
we're
we do.
16 games in, so what? We're a third, or a little over the third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
I think again, like you look at the top 7, apart from maybe Dorking,
Yeah.
who would have had Hornchurch up there? Who would have had Weston up
That's
there?
actually South.
Who would have had Hemel Hempstead up there? Evening, Dan. Who would have had Totten and who would have had Horsham? That's our top 7 at the moment, and us in there as well. So there's still a lot of bigger teams bigger teams that were expected to be fighting for top honours, and they're not that close. So although we're having a bit of a hard time at it at the moment, on reflection, we're still there. We're in the playoff spot with we're 3 points clear of the 8th place Worthing, who are on a resurgence. But again, it just goes to show there are no easy games in this division.
No.
I mean,
it's always going to be inconsistently consistent.
Even Farnborough, when they got that penalty, it raised them for about 5-10 minutes, and we got a bit lucky in respect the clearances off the line, like towards the end. How that stayed out, I don't know, but that's just how it is. And at the end of the day, we've won a game of football. We've won away from home. We've now won 2 away from home. So it's going to be tough Maidenhead on Saturday. No, let's make no franks about it. They're going to have a bit more rest than we are. They've got to get a coach back to Devon and then go back up again. So I'm just taking it game by game at the moment, mate. I'll be there on Saturday. I've managed to wiggle it off work, so bring it on. So if we lose on Saturday, I'm not going to any more away games because it's obviously me. And but no, fair credit to the lads tonight, because that had the potential to have been quite an ugly night's work in Farnborough. But they've stepped up. They've got the job done. We've got the 3 points. We've scored some good goals. Should have scored a few more. So hopefully the injuries are nothing more than just precautionary ones. But a great night in Hampshire. Apologies to anyone in Surrey. Sorry, Farnborough fans who thought you were in Surrey. Made a little mistake in the social media there. But no, good night's work, and look forward to Saturday, mate. That's all I can say.
Yeah, up the yellows. Thanks to everyone who's watched it. It's everyone. It's a game of opinions, and there's loads of opinions at the moment, and I'm all for it. To be honest with you, it's a really interesting time. It's probably the most I've actually. It's weird. It's the most I've enjoyed in talking a long time because there is so much talky to talk about, and I kind of felt that the last couple of weeks, it's been important to use this platform, like more for therapy than anything, but like just to really just like we've got something special. I still believe we've got the team to go and win us things, achieve our goals. We just need to change the outlook of it all a little bit, get a bit more, forward going. We get us that belief. And well, the last two games, I know a result won't acceptable at the weekend, but um, I just feel I always look at the bigger picture in football. I always look at the bigger picture, um, because that's where it goes at the end of the day, isn't it? I've seen enough I look at the patterns of a football team. Um, I'll give you a good example. Our second team, Leicester, we were third or fourth, but I saw us as nothing more than a lower mid-table team. And now look where we are 5, 6 games later, and with minus points, we'd be a bottom three team. Even without that minus points, you look at the patterns, you look at where things are going. Like the first 9 or 10 games, you look where things are going. And for me, it was talking. I looked, and even after that Dagenham game, I was furious when we drew 0-0 at home, and I kind of had to almost calm down a little bit when I looked. Oh no, maybe I was overreacting. Um, and But I thought like the mentality, we need to be better in the final third. We need to, really go for these sort of games because else we'll go to if we play that mentality away from home, we lose, and then we have some stupid defeats all season. So yeah, I look at the bigger picture, and I saw the bigger picture after Hornchurch, and I'm happy to be proven right tonight. But obviously, it's a results
Almost.
business. Yeah, almost 3-0. But it's a results business if we go into our shell and lose at the weekend, and then or if we don't, if we play well and we lose 2-1. Problem is with a lot of the results we've had now, we can't afford those sort of freak games. We have to go and get results as well as do that. But you rapidly, long term, you know, improve your chance of results when you do the right things in football. And that has also been slow as you can at the back, but it's been creative and putting the ball in the back of the net and looking dangerous every time we attack. We look dangerous most times we attack tonight. And that's what football fans want to see. They want to see you getting the best out of your team. And that
We
is
saw a
a bit
response,
for
we
fans.
saw a reaction, and that's all we want.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah,
when the,
exactly.
when the goings get tough, I think we're quite
Yeah.
quick as Torquay fans to maybe go into a bit like crisis mode a little bit when actually
I
on
think it's football
reflection,
fans in general.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we're
of
so
course
used to it. But yeah.
everyone's got their feelings on the sport, so
Mm,
I just take it as it comes, mate. At the end of the day, it's Torquay United. It's never. When did Torquay United ever do
do it
things
the simple
easy,
way.
right? Well, that's the glory of following Torquay United. We always make it
Yeah.
difficult for ourselves, but like I said, still early days in the season. We're a third of the way through the season. If we can pick up a few more wins away from home and make sure that we keep the home form relatively solid, then we're in with a great chance going into the new year.
Yeah, no, exactly. Get the thing it's now to get to Christmas, and we're on a really good run of form, and we're right up with that top pack now. That is what it is for me. I'm securely into the playoffs. That's what it's all about for me, anyway. It's obvious it's for every Talkie fan, but we have to kick on now and be like, right, okay, we've seen we can do it. Let's push on now. Anything else to add, Tommy, before we close this quick episode?
Um, just get yourself down to Maidenhead on Saturday, Yellow Army, if you can. I think,
Yeah.
unfortunately for Farnborough tonight, with it being on the Zin and on a Wednesday night, I think that
Oh,
really hampered the
can we
attendance.
speak about that service actually, right? We talk in this world about fire sticks and all that. Costs 20 quid. Me and Swansea went arse on it. 20 quid. If you pay £15, you're in a 12-month contract. I fell for that with Rally, and I know with the Rally thing they do. And I know a lot of other people do. I know you can just read the small print, but that's mental in this day and age. It says you can go on 3 devices. Well, I put it on 2 and it crashed every 5 seconds. Woeful. It doesn't want your money for ages either. And £20 for a National League South game, any football game. But what are we doing? No, we used to pay £10 to the club. And it used to be a nice thing in COVID.
Mm.
£20 if unless you
See,
want to watch a monthly thing, which
I
I
viewed it
get.
as a long-term investment because I thought, well, Torquay will be on it more often than not,
Yeah,
pretty much
and
compared to a
then
lot of
if for
other
the football
teams.
purists, I want to watch National League South games every Tuesday, every once a month. Get me a favour. Right, we're ending on a negative there, but yeah, I know that's been covered before, but that's my opinion on it
I
anyway.
hope you're going to put Clive's voice notes and Chris's voice notes from pre-match in some order for this because I think that'd be quite good as well.
No, I need to go sleep. Right, I've had a long day. I've got work with them in Bristol evening, so But yeah, they were good. They were good. And there was a lot of positivity before. Yeah. There you go. Thanks for watching tonight's episode. I've got to edit this and there's probably going to be some spelling mistakes on it again. So yeah. So can you check it before I go to sleep actually? Cheers for watching. I will see you after Maidenhead. Thank you.
Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays onside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sells.